Smile 2 is a bigger and better sequel as it successfully ups the ante without losing freshness. Yes, if you've seen the first film, then you know how the jump scares are structured. You've heard the "no one is listening to me" monologue and experienced the "it was just a hallucination" twist. But everything is so well made that it's hard not to love the experience. Parker Finn can craft some genuinely creepy images, and that talent is on full display in Smile 2. His ability as a director is undeniable, if still a work in progress because of some mediocre editing choices during dialogue scenes, and I'm very excited to see what he does next. But before I waffle on some more, what's Smile 2 all about? The sequel continues the unfortunate chain of events set up in the original. Joel, played by Kyle Gallner, a movie star in search of a role that'll make him uber famous, seeks to pass the curse on to a drug kingpin as punishment for crimes they've committed in the past. Instead, his plan goes awry, and he gives the curse to a small-time drug dealer, Lewis, who he soon learns provides Vicodin to pop sensation Skye, played by Naomi Scott. She witnesses the dreaded Smile while trying to cop pain pills for a back injury suffered during a coke binge 1 year earlier, which resulted in a car crash that killed her boyfriend. Now if you're thinking, hey, wait a minute, this is the same lead chick has traumatic backstory that'll haunt her during the demon's rampage like in the first film, then you're right. But if it ain't broke, dear viewer, if it ain't broke. So shut up and enjoy the movie. What follows is a fresh week from hell as Skye is tormented during prep for a comeback tour that will salvage her image, make millions, and keep the fame train on its tracks. Will she break free from the curse in time, or spread the malicious smile and ruin another life? Smile 2 is better than the original because it's essentially the same story, sandpapered to remove blemishes. Parker Finn looked at what he did in his debut, identified areas of improvement, and ruthlessly delivered a superior iteration for the public to consume. Scenes run smoother, horror showpieces are more dread-inducing, jump scares are more intense. Everything has been designed as a good sequel ought to be so that it's more impressive. It helps that the budget for Smile 2 was $28 million, an $11 million increase on the original, which you can see was actually put on screen. The improvements in Smile 2 also include a great ending which sets up another pick that is even more exciting than the previous one, though I'd prefer it if the series stopped here. I struggle to believe that the third film will top this one and think that it will likely be a cumbersome beast. Take the W and create a new series, Parker. That's my 2 cents. Next we must talk about the ambitious direction. Smile 2 opens with an exciting Steadicam long take which follows Joel as he assaults the drug kingpin's house. It was a gripping start to the picture, which neatly surmises the previous film while providing a setup for the new one. Alongside this, Skye's life as a pop star means we get some entertaining musical set pieces, which reminded me of the Suspiria remake dance scenes in the best way possible. It was fun to break up the typical horror experience with a pop interlude and made the film feel more unique as we genuinely live inside Skye's world, as opposed to rushing from exposition dump to exposition dump like in the original. The acting was top-notch stuff, and Naomi Scott as Skye really carries the film. Everyone else is one-dimensional, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just is, except for Skye, and the focus on her plight means that Scott has a lot of heavy lifting to do. And she does the job with great ease, displaying a range from the typical scared, angry, despondent main character in a horror film to the nuanced, confused, crazed, and hopeless indie actress in a drama about mental illness. Special praise must also go to Rosemarie DeWitt for having the best smile out of everyone in the film. I've always been a fan, and I was absolutely delighted to see her deliver the creepy face even better than a Nicholson. I do have notes though, and the biggest issue for me was a great over-reliance on jump scares. It got to the point where, while I enjoyed the movie, I couldn't help but note how every sequence was structured while sitting in the theatre. So Parker will draw your attention to the center of frame. It'll be a dark room, a phone in close-up or a figure on screen, and the camera will linger or push in. The music will play a soft, concerning tune, and just when you're primed, Parker will cut to a figure appearing behind or to the side of a character, often screaming and bloody, and the music will explode to make you jolt upright. Now you do that a couple of times and everything is hunky-dory. When that's your go-to tool for the entire movie, then it starts to become repetitive and predictable. That being said, the theatre I was in loved every jump scare, and many an amorous couple held each other tight because of the scary picture. So it was effective. Furthermore, the hallucinations were lame in hindsight. What's real and what's not real can be fun stuff to play with, but it can also be overdone to the point that you get a movie which culminates in, "It was all a dream," and then a character kills themselves. This undermines any pleasure you get because you're sitting in the theater thinking, wait, so all that stuff I just sat through was in her head? So who gives a shit? It was over before it even started. There were no stakes. Besides those two pieces, everything else was on point and smile too, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I definitely recommend you see it in theaters, preferably a packed one, because part of the fun of a scary film is jumping in unison with dozens of strangers. Thanks for watching.
We have to end it! No matter what! You're not in control!